Mm. Oh man, that coffee is so good. This is made with the coffee sock. I did a coffee recipe for Eva Levante just a couple of days ago. Check out that video on my YouTube channel under the video section. Guardians, I am Ransom Rider. I'm taking a break from the battlefield. I'm going to be making sugared fruit cookies. Right now, Eva Levante is on the tower and we're gathering cookie ingredients all over the solar system, the Sol system. And we're taking those cookies around and delivering them to the people that we love, that we care about, NPCs, NPCs. But this cookie recipe, you're going to love it, and hopefully you'll be sharing this with friends. You'll be delivering some cookies of your own in the real world, and it's going to be a good time. Now, one thing I do have to say, review the recipe, Guardians. This recipe, I have this saved in an engram upstairs, Braytech, and I am reviewing it because I only make this once a year. And I know from playing inside of Destiny 2, read the whole thing. Read all the instructions. As you're making cookies, be sure you read how to gather the ingredients. It's so important, proper ingredients. All right, these cookies, sugared fruit, sugar and fruit, they go together. They make gaming easier. The secret to success, sugar and fruit. Let's get started with this. 1/2 cup salted butter. We're going to go over the ingredients. A 1/2 cup unsalted butter at room temperature. 3/4 cup granulated white sugar. 1 large egg. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. 1/2 teaspoon almond. 1/2 teaspoon lemon. 1 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. You want that all-purpose. It does almost everything. 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, 1 cup, 1 full cup of diced red cherries, 1 full cup of diced green cherries. Now, Guardians, these taste the same. I sampled all of the candied fruit, the sugared fruit. It tastes the same. These two do. 1 cup coarsely chopped pecans. And I don't want to forget the sugared pineapples. The sugared pineapples, they're so tasty, and they're going to give you that little burst of flavor inside of these cookies that are going to delight your senses. They're going to be delighted. Now, as I'm doing this, I have turned my oven on to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. You mathematicians can convert that to Celsius. And I have my cookie sheet ready to go. I've got my big mixer out, industrial size, big mixer. And I'm going to start this out, but definitely read the instructions, Guardians. There could be a little something in there that might get you, off on the wrong foot if you didn't read the entire thing. Okay, let's start. Got the oven going. Use a mixer to cream the butter and sugar together till fluffy. I'm going to pop my butter in. Get in there, butter. All right, let's use this. Proper tools. Any battle can be won with the proper tools, aka weaponry and armor. Don't forget the armor. Butter goes in. Let's set this to the side. Then in goes sugar, granulated sugar. White, beautiful, the stuff of legend, granulated sugar. In it goes. Set this to the side. I hate having to cleaning up all these dishes, but luckily Braytech has intervened. There's a dishwasher over there. I'm going to make use of it. I will make use of it. So that goes in. Add the egg. Let's crack the egg. Now, Guardians, I am going to crack the egg into a separate bowl. 99.99% of the time, your eggs are going to be excellent. Every once in a while, you could get a bad egg. You could drop some shell, and it's so much easier to pull the shell out of this small bowl than to try to dig for it in the big industrial mixing bowl. Let's crack it. Open it up. It is a beauty. This is a blue egg, but all the eggs, blue, white, brown, they're going to taste basically the same, but you can see this on video. This chicken ate well. This is a beautiful, dark colored, orangey egg. The yolk, beautiful. And that chicken had good food. Thank you, chicken. All right, let's go in. Little known fact, the kernel is female chicken. The kernel could be laying eggs right now on the tower. And Guardians, I just found this out. Brief intermission, brief intermission. I just found this out. The kernel that was downstairs where Amanda Holiday was located, that kernel is no longer down there. It was down there for a long time. Check it out for yourself. The kernel is now under the tree up next to Cade's statue on the top floor of the tower. Go say hello to the kernel. The kernel, she needs a water bowl, some food, and a companion, In goes the egg. Go in, beautiful egg, go in. Set that to the side. Now, the vanilla extract, in it goes. And I make my vanilla extract here at home. I get the Madagascar vanilla beans and make this at home. I just like that little extra touch. In goes the vanilla. Oh, Guardians, this, man, oh man. I'm gonna stick my finger in here and taste it. I am a fan of vanilla. Almond extract, not a whole lot there. Pop it in, almond goes in. Then I'm going to put the lemon in, just a tad. We just want to brighten the flavors, make it tasty and delicious. Now, what else? Mix well. Mix well. Let's turn this thing on. By the power of Braytech, we are going to turn this on. Oops. Lower or raise the bowl, then turn it on. You'd think after 500 years they could make these mixers quiet, right? Quiet. In case you're wondering, that was voodoo magic, the power of the hive. They're in my tingly fingers. Now, Guardians, I'm going to let this mix for 8 to 10 minutes. We want this to be fully incorporated. We want it to be fluffy. This will be part of the base for our cookies. And it's really important that these are fully incorporated into each other, that we have a smooth, fluffy mixture, 8 to 10 minutes. And you might want to say some magic words over it. Savathun, Sivu Arath, and get these cookies going. Now, Guardians, I am pausing that. We definitely want to scrape down the side of the bowl. These electric stand mixers tend to sling everything to the outer rim of the bowl. We don't want this on the outer rim. I want it in the dead center where it can all be fully mixed. I'm going to scrape my bowl down and we're going to continue to mix this. All right, Guardians, that is mixed. You know, that is my butter, some of my liquid ingredients, the egg. It is mixed. It is fully incorporated. It looks beautiful. The color is absolutely fantastic. You can see it here. Now, we have to go on to another step in the process. These are my dry ingredients. Nuts, you go to the side. I'm going to get this dead center, so hopefully you can see it in the overhead camera. So let's take a look at this. In another bowl, whisk together the flour, the salt, the baking soda. Now remember, I went over the amounts of this earlier, but I will include this recipe in the video because, Guardians, you're going to want to make this. I know you are. A little bit of salt. The salt contradicts or complements, rather, the sugared fruits that we're using. Set that to the side. Now, let me go over my recipe. Remember, important, refer to your recipe. We're going to whisk together the flour, salt, baking soda. Yes. Gradually add the flour to the butter mixture and mixed well. All right, I think that I can move this stuff to the side. And I might even be able to bring my big mixer up. Let's whisk this. And Guardians, if you don't have a whisk, use a fork. Use your fingers. You know, you don't have to have some of these tools. Like for example, the stand mixer that I'm using, you could use a hand mixer. You could even whisk it yourself. I know it could be, a little bit of time consuming there, but the joy of making it yourself with simplified tools, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. All right, now that is fully incorporated. Set that to the side. I'm going to try to move my big stand mixer over so that you guys can see this stuff go in. This will be heavy, but I'm a Titan. Born a Titan. Born a Titan, raised a Titan, remain a Titan. We are the bulldozers of the battlefield. Yeah, a Titan. So you can see my mixture here. I've tried to scrape down my sides. We want to get all that goodness, every bit of it. Leave no batter behind. All right, scrape that on the beater bar, the whisk bar, and set this to the side. So in goes, in another bowl, the flour, the salt, the baking soda. Gradually add the mixture into the mixer. All right, so I'm going to gradually do this. This is my mixture. I'm going to pop a little bit in here. Gradually. Okay, I put a little bit of that in there. Let's raise this back up and let's let the magic of the mixer go to work. All right, I have added everything. I'm going to lower this bowl and I'm going to scrape down the sides again. Remember, these big stand mixers throw everything to the perimeter. Word of the day, perimeter. All right, let's get this scraped down. Guardians, I do enjoy a word of the day. If you have a word of the day that you'd like me to feature inside one of my videos, don't hesitate to send it over. I just take those, just as I'm playing. I don't pre-plan word of the day. It just comes out that way. But I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below on a word that needs to be featured for the day in my live streams. Let's turn this back on. All right, now that has been incorporated. Drop the dough. No, that's too, I stepped ahead. We want to add the candied fruit and the pecans. Candied fruit and pecans. Now, I don't really want these to mix a whole lot. I want it to be able for you to know that you're biting into a green cherry. So I'm going to add that. Get out of there, little cherries. Who on the tower is going to love these? Everybody. Everybody's going to love them. Saint 14, I'm going to bring you some of these. Ikora, you get a cookie. Savala, you get a cookie. Everybody gets a cookie. Even Tess Eververse. Tess Everest, you get a cookie. Miss Eververse. All right, now set that to the side. Let me just pop that. Okay, I've got that up. I'm just checking. Slowly incorporate these. And I need to now add my pineapples. These are basically just being folded in with the mixer. Folded in. Be the fold. Is that kind of like a time warp? I don't know. We're folding space and time. I want to go back and stop the outgoing signal in D1. That's what I want to do, Guardians. I have gone back into D1. Side note, I have gone back into D1 and I've tried to stop the outgoing signal. It was on the Dreadnought. It was a really rough and tough mission back in the day. I didn't get there fast enough. I did not stop the outgoing signal, and thus the Red War, Cabal, all over the place. I'm just giving this a little bit of a stir. All right, now let me clean this paddle up. And then the final thing is I'm going to put my nuts in. And I think the nuts, I'm just going to use my hand, and blend this in. Let's see if I can get this off. All right, now pop this up. Bring this over. This is the star of the show, this mixture. Let me get that out of the way. You've done your duty. Braytech science. Clean your paddle up because we want all this goodness off. There's a cherry. Don't leave it behind. Guardians, I did make some edible raw cookie dough that really was delicious. If you've not checked out that video, make the edible raw cookie dough. It's traveler cookies that I ended up making, and it is so good. So good. All right, I'm going to scrape this bowl down. I want to get this all fully incorporated. Woo, this is heavy. This is heavy. In go, these are chopped pecans. Now, I also love walnuts. You could also do like a half and half, you know, a walnut, a pecan mixture. You could even do, you know, some almond slices, almond slivers in this. But I'm a pecan nut, so in go the pecans. Voila. Set that to the side. I've got 200 bowls I'm going to have to put in the dishwasher. Let's fold this in. You just want to incorporate these into your mixture. Wow, that looks good. Guardians, I can smell this. Yum-y. Now, that's ready to go. That is ready to go. So, let me set this to the side. I'm going to bring over my cookie tray, and I have a silicone pad on this. You don't want this to stick. So we're going to scoop these out. I've got a couple of different size scoops here. These are designed for cookies, ice cream, that kind of thing, doughs, batters. And I'm going to do a couple of big ones. Let's get these pulled out and do a couple of big ones. Perfect. That is perfect. But now, if you wanted smaller cookies, you know, definitely use the smaller scooper. And you can make a lot more because, you know, if you were breaking these up to serve them at a party, you know, the smaller ones might be the way to go. Now, I'm going to continue to work these into my pan, and then I'm going to pop these in the oven. Don't go anywhere, Guardians, because at the end of this, we're going to have some phenomenal cookies. Now, I want to show you a little trick. I want these to be really pretty. So I'm going to add some, get back here, little fruit. I'm going to add some extra fruits on top just to make sure it looks really nice when somebody goes to pick it up off the tray. Namely, me. I like the red ones. Let's get a red one over here. And then also, I like to put a little extra nut. That way, when you look at these, you're going to know that, hey, this has nuts and candied fruit. Nuts and candied fruit. Now, I want everybody to come back. I'm going to finish this up. We're going to come back through the magic of Braytech. These will appear fully completed and done. Guardians, these are ready to go into my preheated oven. My oven is at 300 degrees. You definitely want to just slow bake these. There's no rush. We want them to be kind of a gooey consistency. So I'll pop these in, and it says 3 to 4 inches apart, 20 to 25 minutes. I think I've done a really good job on these. I'm going to pop them in, we're going to pull them out, we're going to let them cool down, and then we'll do a taste testing. I'll be right back. Guardians, I have just pulled these out of the oven. It has been, probably like 5-10 minutes. They are still warm. They smell, absolutely so delicious. I can just smell all those flavors coming through. The aroma tantalizes the senses. These are going to be so good. I do need to remove them from the cookie pan, and I'm going to put them on a cooling rack where I'm going to allow them to cool for probably 10 minutes or so. I want to get them down to room temperature before I start enjoying them. But Guardians, confession, I love a cookie when it's still warm out of the oven. Let's get these out. Now remember, Guardians, this cookie It's for everybody. You know, deliver these to everybody. And by everybody, I mean Icora, Savala, Saint 14. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Tasty goodness. Big, oh, beautiful cookies. You know, I grew up in the backwoods, raised in the mountains, born in a cave, that kind of thing. And I have to say, Guardians, a big cookie was always a delight for me. Now, if you do want a smaller cookie, let's say you're entertaining and you need these cookies to go a long way, use the smaller scoop. Use the smaller scoop. All right, I'm gonna get all of these out. My pan's cooled down enough that I can actually touch it. I am glad I put this silicone mat underneath though, because that sugared fruit is gonna be chewy, delicious, and sticky. Don't forget the sticky part. Oh, look at that. I think just drizzling a little bit of glaze on top of these, like an orange glaze, would be phenomenal. But they're going to be good just as is, Guardian. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm going to have to get another one. But you do want these to cool off and lay flat, right? Because they would crumble a lot when they're still really warm like this. And I want them to cool down and stay whole. I tell you what, I'm going to pull this one off for me to do a little taste test. All right, I've got room for one more big one. Guardians, look at that. Can you see that on the overhead? Oh, I know you're going to be thrilled. Your friends are going to be thrilled. Let's give it a taste test. Now look at this, chewy, delicious goodness, filled with sugared fruit. The aroma, Guardians, Eva, you're gonna love this, girl. You will love this. These go out to everyone. Everyone. I'm gonna have a bite. Oh my gosh, Guardians. Candied fruit, sugar, all those flavorings. Did I make these big enough? Guardians, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, wherever you are in the world. I hope it is beautiful, sunny, and bright for you. Or snow, in case you want snow. But make these cookies. Let your friends know how delicious they are. And deliver some joy. Deliver some joy. We need a little. I am Ransom Rider. Destiny 2 is my favorite game. Come join me in my live stream. Let's hang out. Let's talk cookies. Let's talk the game. Who's got the best build? Who has a word of the day? Leave a comment and join me very soon. Oh my gosh. Bye. Thank you, Guardians. Thank you, Bungie. Bye. Where's my coffee? Where is my coffee? So good, Guardians. So good.